Morning world.
It's noon here.
Oh. Good afternoon. We're transitioning from morning to noon. Blair, how do you do, sir?
I'm doing well. How's everybody out there?
Right out there.
Bradley, how are you?
Out there. I'm good. I'm wearing glasses, so I look more sophisticated today. There's no lenses.
Yeah, I'm wearing my collared shirt. Look all professional.
Yep.
Welcome to eCourse Adventures Live. Today we've got Chris from LMS.
LifterLMS, that is.
LifterLMS, yeah,
so
that's
Chris, we're doing a big reveal today. We'll get into that soon. And in the how did you do that section, we're going to show you how we walked across a wall in Peru, sat down, and taught a lesson. But we actually did that in the living room.
Totally, right after this. All right, welcome back. How's your coffee?
Well, it's disappointingly not an eCourse Adventures mug.
We don't have those yet.
We definitely got to get those. Now that we have a logo, we can get mugs.
Totally.
It's usually the next thing that you do. That and bumper stickers.
Thanks to Celeste for making this wonderful coffee for us today.
Yeah. I was actually thinking there's a lot of tourists that come to the island here on Salt Spring Island, BC, which is where we're shooting out of right now in our giant studio, as you can see. And if we just got 50,000 bumper stickers printed up with all the tourists that come here on the weekends because we have a huge market, we could just go do a bunch of bumper stickering on people's cars, send them off on their journey, and that would be
with their permission?
No. I mean,
obviously,
we are here to transform the world of online education, and I guarantee all of them will be in full support of helping us to fulfill that mission.
Of course.
It's only going to make the world better.
Right. I can't see how that would possibly go wrong.
Nothing.
No, not at all.
So today, well, let's talk about the past before we talk about the present. So in the past, Blair and I, what was it, about a week ago, we had a day of hooky, basically. We took off on a big hike because we're working on our next course, Workbook Heroes, which is essentially going to help all of you build really beautiful interactive workbooks for your courses, and obviously a superhero theme. And we got to spend the day basically hiking along these beautiful ocean inlets and points, and we chilled for hours in the grass. And it's just one of those things that the amount of work we were able to accomplish by just being out hiking.
Oh, it was glorious.
For the day.
Getting away from the computer, going outside, fresh air, we're on the ocean. It was super nice. And it allowed us to really get into our brainstorming, our creative juices, getting away from the usual. Lets the magic roll in. And so it was glorious. And we decided, since we were doing the theme of our workbook, e-course is called Workbook Hero. We decided to have a superhero theme for that. So in the spirit of the theme, we decided to, at least I decided to dress a little more superhero-y in the moment.
You got into the spirit of it.
I got into the spirit, so let's see if we can just quickly switch over here. Go over.
So that's me, Brad. Visionary pose. That's actually how I do copywriting and script writing, is I sit there and I rub my beard magically, and then words start to come into my head. And then I usually put those on a paper and then transcribe those to my laptop. Yeah. That's basically and there's Bonkers. So you can look up above my shoulder, and that's Bonkers taking a nap under the tree.
Bonkers the dog. Yeah. And then
Blair.
This is so hard to actually show. I feel embarrassed a little bit, but here we go.
So that's Blair. That is exactly how he hiked through the forest that day. You should have saw the people looking at him as he's coming through the forest with his little cape and his underpants.
Yeah, that's not at all how that happened. But
and it's a good thing we didn't take any selfies this week, because this week we were doing business planning on Wednesday, and we decided let's just do a weekly nature adventure to build the business. And so this week we went to a beach for the afternoon, and we got to hang out naked on the beach. There was nobody there, and we're just sitting there writing our business plan naked. And we're like, this is how corporations should operate. I mean, imagine the transparency we'd have in the world if all of the CEOs of all the biggest companies on the planet were just hanging out naked together.
That makes me think of something I actually read at one point. There was like these companies are starting to do like a nude Friday or something like that.
Yep.
And they say that at first it's kind of awkward, obviously, as you can imagine, but eventually all those barriers between people, what they're wearing, they start getting a lot, I guess I was going to say a lot more into each other, but I don't think not in that way.
More connected?
More connected? I don't know how you could really say
They're
that.
They're nicer to each other, less judgmental maybe. I don't know, but apparently it's working. It's creating a corporate culture that is really working. So we're starting to integrate that into our 2-person team. So, and you know, we seem to be getting along better this week.
Something about the vitamin D soaking into the sun on a full body.
So
works good.
So on the note of lifestyle design, this is now a choice that we're starting to bring into our business that, you know, we're not here to slave away and work 12 hours a day. We did that when we built the Great E-Course Adventure, and enough's enough. We're like, let's really just enjoy the process of building whatever this company is and whatever it's meant to be. Let's get out into nature. Let's be as healthy as we possibly can. Let's do the best work we possibly can. But ultimately, let's enjoy ourselves, like priority number 1.
Totally. That was a big part of what we've been in the last month, as we're starting to see some expansion here at E-Course Adventures, that we're getting busier. There's a lot more to do. There's a never-ending amount of work for us to tackle. It's really just how fast do we want to kind of take this. We're essentially the ones putting our foot on the accelerator pedal. But then, luckily enough, we both really value lifestyle. That's why we live here on the west coast of Canada. That's why we love getting into nature. We don't want to be working 12-hour days where our families wonder where we're at, that we never actually get to enjoy the summertime. Like, this is July, it's summertime. We should, you know, be vacationing like everybody else, but we're working hard, and you probably are too watching this video. And it's about balance. It really comes down to balancing it. So, you know, getting out when we can, trying to have our meetings outside at the beach.
It's so nice.
You know, it's like simple little things that just allows us to still interact and still be doing and moving forward.
And not burn out.
But not burn out.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a key.
And so on the lifestyle design end of things, Chris Badgett from LifterLMS.com, who we're going to be interviewing today, the man has a software company that is impacting teachers, thousands and thousands of teachers all over the world, and he's living an off-grid lifestyle. So let's bring Chris on. Chris, you can unmute yourself. Chris, how do you do, sir?
Hey, Blair, Brad, great to be here.
Hey, Chris.
Now, tell us about the space where you're sharing from right now. That's your office that you built, right? Like, tell us about where you are.
So I live on the coast of Maine, so I'm on the other side from you guys. And we have a little organic farm. I'm looking at our main farming plot out the window. Today, we actually had some people from the state come over who are doing the final steps of certified organic, certification and all that. Got my little house, small house over here. My kids are inside. We practice an education style called unschooling, which I can talk about a little bit if you want.
Cool.
And I wanted to... I love working remotely, and I have a busy family, a lot going on, dogs running around, the chickens. It's like crazy. So I needed my little, human cave where I can go to do my deep work, which is a little cabin that I built in my backyard with the help of a friend of mine who lives off the grid 17 miles away. He would ride his bike in. He's a master builder, helped me build this structure. Which was great. I learned a lot of construction stuff that I didn't know. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I really value strong nature connection, fitness. This morning when I woke up, I went for like a 7-mile run to where I was at on the 4th of July, where I left my bike. So I ran through a rainstorm to pick up my bike from the party I was at. And then I rode my bike home, kind of helped my wife out while the organic certification thing was happening. And then I rolled in the office to get ready for you guys. So that's kind of like my morning.
Nice.
Good day. Yeah.
Nothing like having a natural shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intense.
So, I mean, just for everybody out there, can you explain to our viewers or listeners what an LMS company actually is, just so they can get on that same platform?
Absolutely. I think that's a great question. When you first start having this conversation, even behind me, I just did a video about like, what is a membership site? So there's these words that we use like e-course, online course, membership site. LMS stands for Learning Management System. Depending upon who you're talking to, these words mean the same thing or they mean different things. So for us at LifterLMS, the people we serve are course creators. They are e-course professionals. Most of them are creating courses as either a side project or as their main project, and they're selling that course, for profit, and basically taking their skills, their knowledge, or life experience, and packaging that up into courses that might also have like coaching and community elements and other pieces. But that's who we serve. And the way I like to describe it is what a membership site was 10 years ago. And I call it the dirty little secret of membership sites, is there was this idea that if I get premium content, I put it behind a paywall, I lock it down so that you have to, pay the money, and then you become a member and get access to the content, which is cool. It's fine. That was the kind of the origin story of kind of premium content on the internet. And the dirty little secret is that a lot of people weren't actually completing the courses, or the course videos weren't well designed, like the quality was really low. But the big thing is a lot of students didn't finish and get the result from the course.
Yeah.
Then came the online course, which is more structure, progress tracking, more absorbable, not just a bunch of kind of content and folders behind a paywall. LMS, or Learning Management System, brings that all together, integrates the management part, meaning as a teacher, we can look into our course. We can see where the students are failing, either in aggregate, or look at a specific student and see where they're struggling. We can, see how they're progressing or not. And we can manage the course. We can move the content around, restructure it, bring in other teachers. There's all kinds of stuff we can do. But that's my quick tour of the terminology.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really great. It really allows for teachers, and us, as we've been growing in the e-course business, to be able to have a really wonderful place to host with all the features. And you guys have so many awesome features that allows for the courses to be more than just a talking head in a PDF.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, I'm just so curious, how does an off-grid guy like yourself run an LMS company? How did that happen?
It comes down to, I should back up and say, I've spent a lot of time more over on your guys' side of the world. I lived in Southeast Alaska for a long time. I was running sled dogs up there for almost a decade. And I managed a sled dog tour business on a glacier in Southeast Alaska outside of Juneau that you could only get to by helicopter. And it was there where I just kind of discovered, in the off season of my guiding season, I discovered building websites with WordPress. And this was a tool where me, Chris, non-technical guy, this might scare some people, I don't know how to write a single line of code. But I learned how to build websites without being a web developer. People started asking me to, asking me to help them, paying me to build websites. And ultimately, I took some of my interests and passions, which include sustainable development and permaculture, and I developed my first online course WordPress site with my wife. We started partnering with experts all over the world who were big names in permaculture, and going out to these, we spent a winter in Costa Rica. We filmed a permaculture design course, brought that on the internet, and basically worked out kind of partnership publishing deals. And it was through all that I became a course creator myself. I've taught a lot of people like how to build sites with WordPress through my own courses, and just working with other course creators. And being a web agency guy, I started specializing in getting clients in that industry. Ultimately, we wanted to take everything we learned and build a product to serve the space and, solve the problems we were seeing with in the LMS membership online course industry.
Yeah.
And also, move into a future vision where in a world where we see, we're removing friction and allowing creative entrepreneurs to step in, get the benefits of owning the platform, but also not getting kind of stuck with too many technology obstacles.
Yeah. And you guys have done a great job, which we're going to get into. So why don't we do the big reveal here? Something that for us, we really pride ourselves in being a media company, and our ultimate mission is to help teach the teachers to teach better online. And so for us, marketing and it's been not our strong suit with eCourse Adventures. And so when asking ourselves, like, how do we really want to help shape the industry by bringing in more creativity, more entertainment, more gamification, more effective learning, essentially, we're like, well, the LMS companies are where the people we want to be serving are. And so we've come up with a win-win model where we're essentially giving our courses to LMS companies, and you guys are the first people we get to partner with, which we're so excited about, because you and I have been talking for 2 years now about how can we work together and bridge what it is that we're doing and what you're doing together, and now we get to do that, which is so exciting. So Chris, do you want to do the big reveal here on what it is that we're going to be giving people a tour of today?
I'm so excited.
I'm so
Sure.
excited too.
Absolutely. Let me share my screen, actually, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Were you guys ready for that, or do you want me to just...
Yeah,
go right ahead.
Let's dive
Okay.
in.
Drum roll.
Cool. So let me start by saying this is the LifterLMS.com, our website, where we have our LMS software.
Let's see if I can. Hold on 1 second. I've got you in a different way. We haven't shared a screen on here, so give me a second here to fix that up.
And while you're doing that, I just wanted to highlight, I do have my logo on the coffee cup. We were talking earlier.
Oh.
So
That's our next step. That's like literally our #1 priority for next week's show.
Let's see. I just need to make.
We got to get those done.
I think it was there's a company called Printful that does T-shirts and coffee cups. It's pretty slick.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of
Look at you. Learn, everybody. He's doing this on the fly.
Hey, this is
Under
part
pressure.
Is that
You know,
that looks pretty good, right? That's pretty much it.
That looks
of.
nice.
It looks fantastic.
Great. I just don't want to crop any of the
Way
corners.
to go, Blair. I'm so proud of you.
All right, I think that will work. Carry on.
Cool. So one of my biggest obsessions is serving course creators, and I consider myself as the fundamental role is the friction removal is what I do. That's what with software. I have a podcast for course creators where I'm trying to get ideas out there that can help them. But I discovered 5 hats that course creators have to wear to be successful. I'm in the software side, like the technology hat, if you will. But there's all these other hats, like you have to be an expert. You have to really step in and own that. You have to be a teacher. You have to be a community builder. You have to be a technologist, and you have to be an entrepreneur. So I am super excited to announce to you all today that as part of our courses, we're looking to expand and not just, demo a site with LifterLMS in it to demo the software, but these are real courses that people can take. And what my goal here is to get courses on this platform like what Brad and Blair have here with green screen magic for eCourse Adventures. So that's the big reveal. We are bringing that in front of the LifterLMS audience. It's one of those courses that addresses the really 3 hats. It's a technology skill set of, how do we make these amazing high production value videos from our home? So that's a technology problem, but it's also stepping into that expert role of really leveling up the game as a professional. And it's also a powerful teaching tool. So I'm just honored to present to you guys that we've added their course to our LifterLMS Academy site, and it's now available there.
It looks
So that's the big
beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow.
I love it. Like you literally, on your platform, you took the sales page that we built and you duplicated it. It's now on LifterLMS and it looks fantastic, man. Way to go. We're so excited and so honored. And just kind of a backstory. We built a course called the Grady Course Adventure for those of you that are here through the LifterLMS side of things. And it was the greatest course we could possibly imagine, literally. And we shot it all in studio on the green screen. It's essentially a world where you're journeying up a mountain to launch summit to create the greatest course you can imagine. And for the last couple years, we've had hundreds of students going through our course. And the number one thing people were asking us is, how do we produce the type of media you guys are? How do we create these worlds? And so we spent almost a year contemplating it and then a solid 3 months of full-time work to produce the Green Screen Magic course, which is going to teach you not just how to make a course, but how to create a world and an immersive learning experience that takes your students from being passive consumers of information, which is the typical model for online learning, to active, basically an experiential journey where they become active participants in the learning experience and in their transformation.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun creating this Green Screen Magic course, and we really rethinking the whole concept of online education. What can we actually do? And instead of just teaching you with a PDF and some screenshots and me in front of the computer, and maybe as I'm teaching the actual components in Premiere Pro and the editing aspect, instead of just doing that way, we brought our students in where they actually are part of the scenes that they're shooting. So they're not just piecing together all the components to learn how to use the green screen. We're getting them in front of their cameras, in front of their green screens, because that's essentially what you want to learn as an e-course creator, is how to use that. So that's
how to present, how to edit, how to produce, how to direct from behind the camera while you're in front of the camera. All of these little skills help you to produce far more professional media.
Yeah, totally. And that's what's really special, is that it's not even just about the green screen. We actually get into teaching you, and this is what we learned as we were kind of doing this, is like, wow, we actually have to teach people how to use their camera, some of the basic concepts of perspective and angles and understanding lighting. So when you put a background behind you, you're lighting yourself to fit in with the background. So we teach you how to do that, even how to actually do some basic acting and learning how to interact with the background behind you, so it brings and makes things a lot more believable.
Like in the image right there of Blair and me on an elevator. So we are actually, we recorded that separately, 2 separate shots, and you'll learn how to talk to a character that's not actually there, so that you can have these conversations. It's very, very cool what you're able to do as you get into this.
Yeah.
So there's the great Blair Deeney there, one of the master magicians.
Part of the character, yeah.
So Chris, why don't you share a little bit about, give us a little tour of how it looks under the hood, and tell us about the just how you set it up in Lifter.
Absolutely. So let me go back over to this version. I'm going to go into the WordPress back end of the website. So Lifter works with any, WordPress powered website. It's a plugin and suite of tools that you can add. One of the main, really, you heard me mention the concept of friction removal.
Yeah.
One of the things that is really important to us is actually this screen here of how do we make it possible for course creators to literally build an entire course from one screen. And this is your guys' course laid out in what we call the course builder. And I can get to everywhere I need to go. I can go view it on the front end. I can go back and I can edit the scene. I could add new lessons. Creating the lesson content is as easy. If you can write an email, you can create the text, you can drop in the link from your video host like Vimeo Pro or Wistia and just add it in there. But the course builder is super simple. You can basically build a course just from one screen. I just added a new lesson to the bottom here. I'm actually going to trash that, but if I wanted to, I could add a quiz and start building out a quiz with all these different types of questions. You guys have a lot of assignments, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Especially actually what you did, which are task-based assignments, because I'm a big believer. This is one of the big problems in the online education industry is focus on information.
Yeah.
Well, I would call it an over focus on information while neglecting focus on action.
Yeah.
And you guys have both in the right proportions, in my opinion, where you're teaching these amazing green screen skills, which course creators can really benefit from if they want to level up their production and entertainment value, but also just rock some incredible videos from home. It's really amazing, but you've got it in there. Like, I think this is a big reason why, some courses fail. There's a lot of great information, but the course creator hasn't taken the time to chunk it down into the specific steps.
Yeah.
Getting people moving into action, like you have here, where, you're asking people to do very specific things, downloading assets to like recreate what it is you just showed them. I mean, the teaching style is incredible.
Thank you.
I just wanted to really compliment you on the on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's such a huge thing. Is each lesson needs to have clear call to actions of how do you take what is here and apply it in the real world to get real world results.
Yeah, we really have looked at the industry for a number of years as we created the great e-course adventure, and that was a big learning for us, is that we really need to be focusing on the actual student's experience and valuing what makes a successful course be that our students are actually gaining what they bought our course for, rather than that we're coming home with millions of dollars. And that's a big shift in the industry that we recognize. And so that's our main focus, is like, is this really going to be giving our students what they signed up for?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a big part of how we do that.
Yeah, 100%. The focus on results, like a primary focus on results, is real. That's like the future. I call it results-based learning. And then you can, work backwards. Like, what do we need to do to get results? What do we need to do to get results for, this tribe of people who may have different learning styles?
Yeah.
What do we need to do to get results for people who are operating in more challenging circumstances, whatever that might mean?
Yeah. That's why it took us so long to produce this course. It took us, 6 months of just thinking about it and talking about it. Like, how do we actually guide people on this step-by-step process to teach them all the production skills that we've developed over the last bunch of years as we've been creating these courses. And so carry on with your tour, sir.
Yeah. And the other thing too is I like people to, at first I always like to make it clear, like, I serve course creators, but who I serve the most is actually their students, like their results. As long as we take care of that person, everybody wins.
Oh.
It is still important to, as a course creator, especially if you're doing it as a side hustle, to, make money. If you're going to be charging for this and you want this to be your career and your financial lifeblood that's going to fuel your lifestyle. So one of the other friction removal points that Lifter has is integrated e-commerce. And we call these access plans. What you guys have is a super straightforward, simple one-time payment, lifetime access, and you have a price there. But you can also do any kind of subscription model. You can do trial pricing.
Nice.
You can do like sales and all kinds of different stuff. You can have like secret ones that you give out to certain companies or people that are, a certain kind of deal. You can offer courses in bundles as part of a membership. You could have like members only pricing where they can get the course for cheaper. You can have free courses. There's a lot of people doing free courses out there, which is I also like to never leave those folks out.
Yeah.
But the whole access model is a really cool part of Lifter. And if I were to, I'll go back to this student here is like one lesson away from completing your course. But they already bought this one. This is another paid course I just use for demo purposes. But I just wanted to show you on the checkout, this is what it looks like. This is the integrated e-commerce where this particular user is already logged in. And, this is a simple $100 single payment, fully integrated with Stripe. Non-technical people can set this up, take credit card payments, accept PayPal. We've got the whole GDPR compliance thing going on here. We spent a lot of time on this feature. We actually led the charge in the WordPress community. We don't like spam. We believe in data privacy, data freedom. If your people want to be able to, take their data with them, they can do that. Everything's fully GDPR compliant. If that means it, if that's a concern for anybody.
Nice.
So that's the e-commerce piece. You could have a lot. Like you could also add, payment plan options. You can have more than one e-commerce option out there. So e-commerce is a big part of what LifterLMS does. You guys also have some engagement, some gamification. With us, there's 3 core types of engagements, and then there's other ones that you can add. So we have an email-based engagement, certificates. If you want to have people earn a certification and get a certificate that they can download or print out, and then achievement badges. Like you all have some.
Yeah, after each assignment.
Yeah, they're super easy to set up. We're just looking at more of the back end experience of it, and then there is just these things we call engagements where you just basically set up what is the trigger point? Is it someone joins the course, finishes a section or a lesson, and then what are we doing? Are we sending an email? Are we giving them a badge? This is the whole engagement engine. We've got some other add-ons where you can do text messages and kind of do a lot of other things too, but that's what that's all about.
That's great.
Cool. So when someone signs up to bring their own course to Lifter, do they need to be going into this back end? Is this what they see too, or is this your back end?
This is so Lifter is, it's a self-hosted WordPress LMS. Are you asking about the student or the course creator?
The course creator.
So the course creator, does build the course in the back end. Cool. Like if we're going to add a new course, I can show what that's like. We start, I'm just going to launch the course builder, which is really where you set up the curriculum. I can start adding a new section and adding a new lesson.
Oh, nice. I like how visual that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start, start titling things. If I'm ready to start jumping over and adding content, I can start doing that.
Cool.
But this is
Really
that
easy.
kind of course creation process from the one screen.
Oh, awesome. So you don't have to be a software sort of back-end wizard to do this. It seems to be quite laid out, quite easy here.
Yeah. I mean, I could add a lesson and then start attaching a quiz to it.
Oh, epic.
And
I love how it looks like anybody that's ever done a WordPress blog could easily use this, like so easily, and add the gamification. I know you guys now have that you can have conversations with other participants in there as well. That feature just came out. What was that? Was that about 6 months ago that you have that?
Yeah, it's been about that. Let me if I could show that one.
Oh, is that the death clock?
Yeah, that is. Are you a fan, or
I don't have it, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. Now I'm inspired to put it on.
You've got under 14,000 days. You better.
GSD, man.
Keep it going.
So I just pulled up another sample site, and this has our social learning add-on on it. So a big problem of these course completion rates have to do with if we go back, which is something I share with you guys, I spent a lot of time in nature too. And when I look back on some of the best learning experiences of my life, there were other human beings around on that outdoor expedition or whatever it was. So social is a part of learning.
Totally.
And you can do it. And I know you guys have a community, which is awesome. I think the stack of courses plus coaching plus community is like what it's all about. 'Cause
That's totally the missing element, I think, in a lot of courses, is recognizing, like, we recognize how much our students, you know, in the Grade E course Adventure and even now Green Screen Magic, how much they work together, and it actually makes, as teachers, things a lot easier.
And coaching and the community should not be like a VIP only thing. It needs to be incorporated into every course. It's like when you go to school at university, you're there with a group of students. You're not there by yourself sitting in a classroom alone. Like, it's
right,
a
with the
group
TV
experience.
going. Yeah. And this is, so with the group thing, we wanted to make it possible for people to connect with each other, and essentially have your own Facebook style timeline without the distraction of Facebook. And
Amen.
The ability to talk with other students. And we've added some gamification in here, like on the, if I jump over to the timeline, actually that's just my timeline. If I jump over to the group timeline, you can see where, you know, people are enrolling in courses. People are like completing courses and passing these different milestones. But I could have a conversation with Chip right here, and loved your green screen video too. And like, there's a social kind of camaraderie part of it all, where I can have a, you know, conversation with Chip.
Yeah,
the other cool thing is, this is Chip hasn't earned any achievements yet, so I'll go back to my profile.
Come on, Chip.
Believe in you, Chip.
He needs some coaching.
Yeah,
Chip
give him a death clock. He'll do more stuff.
We also wanted to make, one of the issues we see with course creators is selling. This is what that entrepreneur hat might be. A great teacher, might be a great expert, but isn't necessarily an experienced marketer or seller. Well, the best marketing is a good product, and the best selling is the most like frictionless, is just viral word of mouth.
Yeah.
So if I have an achievement, and you can lock this down so these aren't open. But if you do want to open, if you want students to be able to share and brag about their profiles on your platform and share their accomplishments across the web, they can do that. And they could, you know, share this view or share their profile, or, you know, if you're making a course that helps people show off their skills so that they can get a job or get more clients or whatever it is, that viral loop of having open profiles is cool. So that's just a really quick lightning tour of the social features. This particular site has our private areas add-on installed, and private posts is basically that coaching element. So what I can do is, if I want to create some private content for a specific student, like Dale here, who's in the internet marketing course, or wait, he's not in that one. So Sam, like, think about, if you're going to do coaching, perhaps you sell your course, but you also have like a series of 3 one-on-one private coaching calls as part of the package. You can record those in Zoom or whatever you're using, and then give them the video replay that they can then watch on their own time. And then you can have a conversation below that, between the teacher and the student. And that's, and it just makes for a, if you've ever had like really powerful coaching or consulting, you really want to like be able to come back and see it again. So that's, there's lots of ways to do coaching, but I'm just highlighting that particular method. It can be really powerful.
That's great. I love how you've got everything laid out and using sort of the Facebook template, so it's easy. People already understand it. It's easy to connect with your fellow students, your teacher.
I like the big images here. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It really brings a personable feeling to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so with the green screen magic one, could you just give us a tour of what some of the lesson pages look like on the student side? So this is that's the intro one, and then you go into a lesson.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So that's the intro one. You get your workbook. You can start the assignment. This one's actually already been completed,
Right.
For this user, but basically they can work through it, capture the content. And this is what I'm saying I love about your guys' approach to instructional design, where you have these like specific tasks. Like, you're not completing this lesson until you do these two things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we're teaching people in this course, specifically Blair, how to edit the videos and break them apart and add the layers and all that sort of stuff, like one video lesson, it might have 5 different things that they have to do. And that's why we put the checklist, so that they can just go along with the video, make that little edit, and then check that off, and then move on to the next section of that video and check that off as well. It felt really necessary. It's awesome that you guys have the checkbox feature on there, because a lot of LMS platforms don't have that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad when I saw your course come through, I'm like, they have tasks. Yes. I was like, they're being explicitly like saying like, these are the steps.
Well, one of the things that we're excited about with this partnership is because we're really trying to go above and beyond with how we produce courses. We want this to be a showpiece for you guys that you're really proud of, that utilizes all of the different things that you can do with LifterLMS to show people what's possible with a really creative and engaging gamified course. So this is awesome. Looks really, really good.
Yeah. One of the things that we're also looking to do, from what we've learned with our beta testing on our platform with Green Screen Magic, was people were doing the courses or the lessons and then sharing their videos. A few people were sharing their videos, and we noticed that they were kind of half-assed doing it. So one of the things that we want to look at doing, and maybe we can actually do that with what you've got going on with Lifter, is that they actually have to share their video in the community and with the teachers to get a mark, and they actually have to get above 80%. Like, did you actually do all these lessons? Because people are putting themselves into it, but the lighting's not really there, or it's just like some weird edit points, and it's just like, okay, like these are the details that make really good video. And that's one of the main things, one of the themes of the whole lesson right through, is that the details is where the magic lives. Yeah. And so if you want to create really good videos in Green Screen Magic, you have to really keep focusing. And so that's something that we're learning as we create our next media and lessons and courses, is to integrate that component, that there has to be some sort of accountability.
And for some people, I mean, if this is just a hobby that you're doing and you don't really care if your videos look super professional and polished, then that's totally fine. You'll still learn a lot with the course. But I mean, for us, our mission is to make world-class courses, to really push the limits of how people are doing e-learning and take them to a whole other world. And so, if you want to create world-class courses and lessons that help you be the go-to person in your industry for online education, then these little details that Blair's talking about, getting the colors right, the lighting right, all of that's taught in the course. And all of those things, those are the little details that'll take you above to the next level. Like even this, like with the shadow on the back, that was all shot in green screen. That shadow in the background there with the magician, that was something that was edited in afterwards. We could have easily left the shadow out and nobody would have really noticed, like, oh, there's no shadow there. That's weird. The lighting must be fake. But those details, they really, really make a huge difference. And that's Blair's mastery, is his obsession to those little details that help bring these worlds to life.
Yeah, I totally attribute Pascal Chambon, my dining room etiquette teacher when I was going through food and beverage management years ago, and he was a stickler for details. He was a Frenchman that grew up in the Mediterranean of France and working in all the 5-star hotels, and that's what his family did. And so he really taught us about detail oriented is really the next step towards professionalism. So
for speaking of details, this one here, we kind of took the idea of the TED Talks and the stage. So this is the third act or module of the course, and you have to give a TED Talk a 5-minute TED Talk, and we teach you to build the stage that you be giving your talk on, and then you have to shoot your shot. So here you are. There's the illusion.
That's actually
where we did it.
That's the real shot
Yeah.
in Brad's garage.
Yeah.
Using, just our green fabric, not even a real professional green screen, but this is what we can create.
And then with the sound effects that you enter into it, the audience laughter, the audience clapping, all of these things help the viewer's mind question, is this real? Is this fake? Like it's hard to tell. And that's what we want.
Yeah, and if you go and really look deep, you might be able to find those little pieces that is challenging to, shift between real and the green screen, unless you've got like the Hollywood team behind you, and they do a really good job at making things look real.
Yeah.
But there's a certain level. It's almost like a critical mass of details where your brain just starts going, oh, this is real, without just when you're just breezing through it. I think we do a fairly good job. Oh, there's Brad coming down on the umbrella.
So watch this. Like, this is just a part of the illusions that we can perform here. Just this little detail where I fell down onto the ground there at the bottom.
Yeah. And so it really looks like you're in a theater when this is still just all this shot in that garage setting with a piece of green fabric behind him. So
if you want to make magic like this and you want your courses to be more exciting, like that's the name of the game with green screen magic. That's what we teach you to do, is to not just create ordinary courses, but to create worlds. And now it exists on LifterLMS. So not only do you get to go through the course, but you also get to use all the bells and whistles in LifterLMS to be able to just duplicate that for your own courses. So that's the best of all worlds.
Make a world of difference for your students.
A
world of difference.
And Chris, what if somebody wanted to do exactly what you did with all of the features that you have activated within the Green Screen Magic course? Which LifterLMS package would they need to get?
Yeah, let's take a look at that. I'm just going to go to the homepage, lifterlms.com.
It looks really good. I feel so just delighted to see it on LifterLMS. I'm stoked.
Before I get into like which tools we use to build this, I just want to say that I am so excited to take your course in depth. I didn't get through all of it yet. I like kind of jumped around and checked it out. But it's been on my list for my little home office cabin to get my green screen set up and everything.
Nice.
And like I said, from the glacier in Alaska, I'm not that technical of a person.
Yeah.
But I know going with you guys, and I'm sure it's not too crazy expensive green screen lighting kit.
No.
And I mean, I know my way around my MacBook Pro. I can do it. Yeah. I know I can do it. And I just need a guide like you guys to help me and show me the way.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super excited.
Can't wait to see what you make.
Yeah. So to build that, that was using the core LifterLMS. We have a theme called Launchpad. And then I was actually using a tool not made by us called Beaver Builder.
Yep.
Which is what we use to make kind of the fancier course sales page. I'll show that to you right here. So right here, well, this is a view while logged in. And let me log out over here so you can really see. Actually, I'll do it from over here.
Yeah, Beaver Builder we've used for the Great eCourse Adventure sales page as well, and some of our other projects that we've done. Beaver Builder is awesome.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up. So like you can just basically point and click and, adjust the content and, put in videos and turn the background black and all that. It's super easy. So just throw in a spotlight out to Beaver Builder. It's a great tool.
Nice shout out.
But in terms of the Lifter stuff, it's LifterLMS, the LifterLMS Launchpad theme. Let me get back to where I was. Get back over here. Too many tabs. It happens to me.
I know that problem.
So back to the add-ons. That's LifterLMS. I was showing you for a second if the private coaching and the social community stuff, that's private areas and social learning right here. We were using the assignments add-on to do your tasks. That's LifterLMS assignments. On that particular site, we had Stripe set up to take the credit card payments. We'll be adding PayPal to that site soon so people can have both options.
Sweet.
Basically, for that, I would, and then we are using another tool to put called WP Fusion, which is not made by us, to send sync our email list with the people taking the course. So if we ever need to communicate them, we can do that. I just want to show you something actually I haven't shown you yet too, which is right here. LifterLMS has that email engagement system. So this is what the emails look like that your website sends that has LifterLMS on it. You guys have a couple emails that go out in the beginning of the course.
Yep.
And you actually build these inside the website, and the website sends that. So that's different.
So easy. So you don't need a MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or any of those. You
don't have to. Like when I talk to people, the simplest option is often the best.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to simplify.
Yeah.
But if the website and the users and everything can be your CRM, if you will, like your database of people in your school, you don't necessarily need the other tools.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get to maybe like a middle level and you're doing more launches, more courses, you're not just communicating with people in a more casual way or whatever, maybe then it's time to get something like the MailChimp or the ConvertKit or the ActiveCampaign, but you don't have to start there.
Yeah, simple is nice.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Our most popular thing is we do these bundles. So the Universe bundle has all our e-commerce, email marketing, our design stuff, which is this LifterLMS Pro graphics pack where we give you like 100 badges already made that you can use, certificate backgrounds.
Cool.
We even have like a Beaver Builder template if you want a fancy homepage for your site to import with one click. We've got these other add-ons for the text messaging and some form stuff and email marketing. And then that's the Universe bundle. It kind of has all that. And then the Infinity bundle has everything, which includes our weekly live support call and mastermind with me and a lot of the power users in our community. I accidentally created a mastermind. That's what happened. That's a great benefit. And then those advanced tools like the coaching, the community. We have some questions included in the core plugin, but if you want to get into really advanced question types with grading and uploads and stuff like that, that's what advanced quizzes and assignments are close.
Man, you guys have been building a mammoth here. There's so much, nice. Which is awesome. Like all of these features are really necessary. You've done for a non-techie. Well done, sir.
Well done, yeah.
Hey, I did not do this alone. I always like to give my team credit. Yeah. One of the best things I ever did was partner with a techie, a business partner. And then we have a great team of people that works with us and supports the product and helps develop the product. So
amazing.
I'm truly lucky. It's part of that lifestyle that we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Having that great team and just staying in it and building great stuff it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding.
The name of the game. It takes a few more hours to build something that's ridiculously awesome, but it's worth the sweat that you put into it, and the return on investment is always, always, always worth it.
Yeah, exponential.
Absolutely.
Well, Chris, we're really excited. I know we've got more courses that we're going to be bringing to LifterLMS. Obviously, Workbook Heroes and the Art of E-Course Creation.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Art of E-Course Creation, especially with your astronaut theme already.
Yeah.
Okay. Match made in heaven.
Yeah, I wanted to say like good work on the themification of your platform.
Yeah.
Just all your sections using the like I love the little astronauts talking, like looking and working together and demonstrating what each of those components are.
Yeah.
The whole work. So I think that creates just a level of fun, which is kind of a new professionalism, understanding that humans really deep down inside just love having fun.
Yep.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for that. And thank you for inspiring and helping course creators get that whole themification idea. It's really, the way you guys teach that, I think, is incredible. And it really helps people open up and step into their own identity and authenticity. It is. And there's so much opportunity there.
It was the greatest accident we ever thought up. I will say that. And it's shaped everything for us, and we're excited to see where it goes. We're actually working with a VR company right now on some themified VR simulators, which is like,
wow.
We're just like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So
yeah,
it's catching on. Themification is definitely that's the next arc for where e-learning is going to go. So pay attention, everybody, and sign up on LifterLMS.com. If you just go to their courses page, you'll see Green Screen Magic, and you can go through it on Lifter. And you'll get to go through Green Screen Magic for cheaper than what we sell it on our own course. So you're better off going to LifterLMS to go through the course.
That's how we do business around here.
Yeah, yeah.
We're honored to work with you guys and have you involved in the LifterLMS community. You add a ton of value with your teaching style, and I can't wait to see the future courses. And I'm personally also really excited about Workbook Hero. It goes to that idea of moving into action, not just sitting back and watching the video. Like, let's do some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're really excited the way the curriculum's starting to evolve for that one. So we're aiming for a sometime in September launch for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Wicked. Well, Chris, thank you for coming on the show, for giving us a tour. We'll definitely bring you back again. This was so great to get to peek under the hood of LifterLMS.
Just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah,
exactly.
This has been really great, Chris.
Awesome. Well, Blair and Brad, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
So, shall we segue briefly into the how did you do that section?
How did you do that?
Do that.
I just whipped that together earlier. Isn't that kind of fun?
That's so fun. So today we're going to go up to checkpoint number 5, Creator Heights in the Great E-Course Adventure. And we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at how we did that. There's a scene that we're going to show. So maybe we should play. Blair, I'm going to let you lead it because you're doing the tech. You know what to show first. So Blair,
cool.
Take it away.
Well, first, just a quick little background was this is our checkpoint 5, Creator Heights. And the idea was we just came out of the
Architect Forest. We came out of the foggy forest with the friendly wizard.
So now we have clarity in our course of what we're actually creating. And this whole checkpoint is based around...
creating the curriculum, coming up with your course theme, and coming up with your course name and title. So it's 6 lessons, and I think this is the 3rd lesson that we're going to show right now.
Totally. Yeah, and so we had fun getting deeper into our green screen understanding and pushing the limits. So we found this cool backdrop of a bridge, and we kind of said, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could just walk across that and sit down on the bridge and teach the lesson?
Which, I mean, when you're sitting on when you're in front of just a green piece of fabric.
It had its own, sort of challenges that we kind of found a creative way to do. So what we'll do is we'll show the video first, and then we'll show some of the actual green screen footage
of how we did it.
Behind the scenes.
How we did that.
We can see this house from here.
I don't think so, but, I mean, while we're here, this is a cool spot to teach. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right.
Looks very much like Peru.
What a cool spot to do a lesson.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. So, we just went through that whole process of creating your milestones, the P transformation. So now it's time to break those down into individual lessons so that you can really see how you're going to facilitate the transformation that you're intending for your course. And so what you want to do is...
So, how did we do that?
How did we do that?
How did we get up on that big wall in front of the Machu Picchu mountains?
Yeah, and if you want to know how to do what we were just going to teach you how to do in that course, GreatyCourseAdventure.com.
And back to the show.
Back to the show. Little commercial break. Yeah, so what did we do? So the first video is, here we go.
So we're rolling.
This is completely unedited.
That way a smidge. That way a smidge.
So there I am directing the guys into
Alright, so
position.
this is scene 3, wide walking across.
Gotta stay organized when looking for your footage. The clap, be able to sync audio and video.
Action.
Wonder if we can see it from up here.
I don't think so, but while we're here.
Okay, hold on. You guys are really close together.
It's like spooning in.
Yeah.
You don't need to be that
You like
close.
each other.
Like think spatial awareness of like, you know, like so many, and you can step that way still like this.
So we're not gonna move around at all.
Okay.
basically.
I'll take a couple steps forward.
Yeah, because you're already kind of there.
So a big part of this is directing the scenes, getting the footage
and
Take
to
two.
really
take
work.
2, go.
Action.
I wonder if we can see his house from up here.
I don't think so, but I mean, while we're here, this is a cool spot to teach. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right.
Cut.
Okay, cut.
Yeah, there we go. And so that was the first part. And then we zoomed the camera in because we knew if we sat down there, it wasn't going to give the effect. And what did we do? We brought in a desk.
A desk. This was so sketchy. The
Yeah.
desk was very wobbly,
I
and it
think-
had 2 of us on it.
2 of you on it. And then we laid the green screen fabric over the desk. We weren't sure if this was really going to work, but we kind of saw something similar in, Hollywood sort of behind the scenes stuff. And we're like, okay, we're going to try this too. It's the first time we ever attempted it, and this is what it looked like.
Talk till we sit down.
Okay, if you can keep your head down,
Okay.
more your head down, yeah. It's because it's right at the
Waiting
top.
for me to be.
And
Come on, Blair, get your act together.
all right. So sitting
Making a squat
down.
like that on the
Take
little
one.
desk.
Oh, there's no audio. Where's the audio?
Action.
Oh, maybe.
What a cool spot to do a lesson. This is a good
There you
idea.
go.
Yeah.
All right. So
And that's how we transitioned from
we just went through that whole
long
process
shot
of creating
wall
your milestones, the peak
to
transformation.
the squat
So now it's
down, and then
time to
that
break
cut
those
shot
down
to a
into
close-up of
individual
us
lessons
squatting down here, and then
so that-
doing the rest of the sit-down.
Yeah, so there you go. And so if we watch that again, I'll put together.
We can see his house from up here.
I don't think so, but I mean, while we're here, this is a cool spot to teach. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right.
Pretty seamless.
Bam.
Spot to do a lesson.
That's
This is a good
how we
idea.
did that.
Yeah. So a couple key points when you're putting your stuff together like this is to make sure when you're switching shots like that from possibly a full body to more of a close-up, you're changing your camera, really pay attention to where your feet, your hands are, angle of your body, little things like that when you do a quick switch to make it look like you had either 2 cameras and this is a live shot. Like if I'm here right now and taking a shot and then all of a sudden you zoom in, if it wasn't live and all of a sudden I'm turned more like this and I wasn't paying attention, that's going to throw off the shot in a big way. And because like right now, this is actually live. If I zoom in on Brad, there he is. And then I zoom back, his facial expression is the same. But if we cut this and, take another shot and then Brad was smiling at the end of it and then he wasn't, that's going to throw off your shot. So it's just little details like that that's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. I mean, we would find these backgrounds and be like, yeah, let's do this scene. And then we would try it out. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing 100% of the way up the mountain. But we would come up with these ideas, the curriculum. We know how to teach people how to build courses because we've been building courses for quite a while. But we didn't know how to add in these creative elements, how to build these worlds. And we just kept going and kept pushing the limits. And I mean, by the time you get to launch Summit and the Great E-Course Adventure and you're launching your course, like some of the stuff that we take you through is pretty epic. And we just had so much fun. I mean, I think, again, that's the name of the game is if you're having fun creating the stuff that you're creating, your students are definitely going to have way more fun going through it. Like, it's just 100% guaranteed.
Totally. Exactly. It's all about how you have fun. And this is how we have fun. This is our style. But it doesn't mean you actually have to be going through. You don't even have to be using a green screen.
No.
But there's just all these elements that can make your courses so much better.
Yeah.
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 So.
And next week, actually, next Tuesday, July something, I'm sure we'll send it out in our email. So if you're not in our email, go to thegreatecourseadventure.com and get on our email.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, we have Jan Keck coming from Big 3 Video Productions. They produce hilarious videos on getting comfortable in front of the camera. Their work is awesome. I mean, like, their courses are so freaking funny. Their video lessons that they do, like their free content, check them out. Their work is, I'm so stoked. So Jan is coming on the show, and he's going to just be talking about how to have better camera presence, how to connect with your audience through your camera presence in order to grow your community and grow your message.
There
so
they are.
this is their site there. That's Jan and Natalia there.
They look like so much fun.
They're so much fun. So definitely next Tuesday at noon o'clock PST. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, go check them out.
We're going to be trying to do every Tuesday at noon. We're going to do our best. Sometimes it doesn't work for either us or the people that we're interviewing, so that might switch a little bit.
To be honest, we're kind of flailing right now. We're going through so many changes. We're getting all these different clients coming. We're redoing the entire eCourse Adventures brand, moving to a new platform at the moment.
Yeah.
We're like building courses and taking apart other courses. Like, there's so many things that we're doing right now that we're just kind of like,
so much. I mean, it's spent almost a whole week trying to get our new email system set up where it's Brad, at eCourseAdventures.com, learning all that sort of stuff. It's we're trying to get clear on our mission statement, our vision statement, so we can communicate with people. We're also trying to get organized. It's like,
we're bringing on a new marketing team who's going to be building our new, like, kind of public-facing platform. And so we have to get really clear on our messaging, which all of you have to do the same thing. I mean, don't beat yourself up if you have a list that's 1,000 to-dos long and you never get it all done. That's the life of an entrepreneur. You just, like, trust your instincts, do the next thing that makes the most sense, and just continue to work your butt off, have fun, and you'll create magic. And this is a long game for all of us. I've been an entrepreneur. I dropped out of college in 2005, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur ever since. And I thought I was going to be a millionaire by 2006. I'm still not a millionaire, but damn, it's been awesome. I mean, the things that I've gotten to do and create, the places I've got to go, the cool people I've got to work with.
The lifestyle that we get to create.
It's the lifestyle. I mean, literally, it is not that end destination of you impacting millions of people. It's the journey of getting to whatever that is. And none of us know. I mean, it's great to have our sights set. For us, we want to impact the lives of 100 million e-learners over the next 7 years. And so that's what we're working towards. That's our milestone. Whether we get there or not, we're going to have a hell of a good time doing our damn best.
So if you have a scene in any of our courses that you want to know how we actually did that.
Yeah.
For next Tuesday, send us an email, guides@ecourseadventures.com, and let us know, and we'll be able to help break that down for you.
Show you how we did that.
How you did that.
Sorry.
We can't help it sometimes.
Blair's supposed to be giving me music lessons, and he hasn't.
We're just going to keep getting better.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in today. Go get on Green Screen Magic at LifterLMS.com, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.